Yeah, I remember we just interviewed Maurice Claret. I don't know if you know his story. Maurice Claret was the biggest high school player in Ohio at the same time that LeBron.
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
But he played football, which is a bigger sport in Ohio.
Yeah.
He went to Ohio State, and as a freshman, led them to a 14-0 record and the championship.
Right.
And he got into some NCAA problems. He tried to sue the NFL to try to get in early. That didn't work. He finally got on a team, but by that time, he'd already been drinking and popping pills. He never got to play a game. And he went back to the hood and started robbing people.
Yep.
Got caught, then tried to go kill the witnesses. Got caught trying to do that. And he said something very interesting. He said when he got to prison, one of the guys there in the front office recognized him and said, "Hey man, look, I'm gonna try to help you out." Because he got 7 years. He said, "Read this book." And in that book, it talked about how your thoughts become physical objects. And this whole time, through this whole interview, this was done by Coach PR, one of our new interviewers. He came from the hood.
Yeah.
His house got shot up. His brothers were D-boys and everything else like that. And the whole time, he was telling himself he's a gangster. 50 Cent showed up in Ohio. He was on stage with a bulletproof vest with 50 with all the other gangsters. Whenever something, I'm a gangster. This is how I handle my shit. And when he got out of college, he was hanging out with this other gangster who was financing his career and so forth. And when he finally got to prison, he said, "I've been telling myself I'm a gangster all these years, and I finally realized that I ended up where gangsters end up."
Any platform I get in my life, I always promote this book because it changed my life. I got a guy from a federal prison gave me a book called As a Man Thinketh. It was a book that impacted my thinking. And the first way it got me was that it was the first time I ever heard that thoughts were things, right? Whatever you think about, you create. Until thought is linked with purpose, nothing intelligent should ever happen. And nothing changes but circumstance and opportunity. The character of a man should be revealed up under every circumstance. When I started reading this stuff, I just started to realize how I basically created my reality from calling myself a gangster. And so my outlook on life was that of a gangster. And I was like, yo, you kind of thought your way into the situation. You've created all the circumstances that gangsters create.
That's the exact same thing what I was talking about with Suge. That's the exact same thing. That's why I didn't want to go back and forth with you, cause he was a gangster or is he not a gangster? I fucking hate that term. Because terms like that, gangster is worse than the word nigger. Simple as that. Because it's hurt our community way more than the word nigger has. When you think about, because we embrace being a gangster so much that we kill each other. Even if many people kill us over the word nigger, think about how many gangsters have killed each other.
You're not a gangster.
Oh, I ain't a gangster?
You're soft.
Up, bam.
Now what?
I'm repping we gang over here, this gang. Yo, we go around calling each other savages. You know what a fucking savage is? Somebody who eats people.
Yeah.
We embrace it.
I have a new interview with Mob James that's not out yet. And near the end of our interview, he talks about how the night before our interview, his 18-year-old cousin goes into a liquor store. A couple guys walk up to him and say, "Where are you from?" He said, "I'm not from anywhere." Pull out a gun and kill him right there in the liquor store. Over what? He's not joining into your whole situation.
I want to talk. Where's that dude's father? I guarantee you, the shooter's father is not in his life in some type of way. Yeah. I guarantee you that father has been stolen from that household in some type of way.
You now have one person dead, two other people that are probably going to get caught. They're going to do life in prison or something close to it. All those mothers.
So they'll throw them in a cage.
Let
them mentally get to a space where they can't handle it.
And then, we got into Mob James' interview, into Mob James's childhood in our second interview, and he had a fiercely abusive father. His father, I guess, his mother had like cheated on him, and he like, I guess maybe was always mad about that and would just like beat his son bloody for no reason.
Right.
Until it got to the point where his son started pulling out guns on his father.
Yeah.
And he just like would take out his anger towards his father
on everybody
on his community.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why I became what I was, because I had a father who didn't give a fuck. I had a mother that allowed this man to chastise me in a certain manner.
Well, abuse you.
Yeah. So I didn't like none of it, and everything I did when I went to school, I seen something I didn't like, I took off on it. I attacked it. That's the only thing that dude, when he passed, that's the only thing he gave me, is how to be violent. You know what I'm saying? And going to school, 3rd grade, teacher tell me to put the apple away. I told her, fuck you, bitch. And she grabbed me, walked me to the office. I busted her fucking nose. Now I'm chasing kids in school with butcher knives. They kicked me out of Compton Unified. They said, oh no, we can't have this no more.
He was the guy that would go out shooting at people.
Yeah.
He would do the drive-bys. He would do multiple drive-bys in a day.
Right.
He wanted to hurt people.
Right.
He left the
because
blood.
He was hurt. Hurt people.
He left the Bloods, joined a motorcycle gang.
Right.
Right back to the same thing.
Right. Hurt people. Hurt people.
You know, he would roll up on other, motorcycle gang leaders and take their jackets off, or else put them up in his, in their
memorabilia.
That's memorabilia. Like doing the same shit he was doing, like repeating the cycle over and over again. And he knows he was fucked up for that.
Yeah.
This is the.
And I think as our OGs start to get older, they start to feel that. They start to kind of have this retroactive, like, damn, I could have did this. All right, I got a little bit left. Maybe I can instill this into my youngest. Maybe I can now show my community this is where I fucked up. You don't want to end up in here. You don't want to end up like oh man, Suge said something more like some of the most deep stuff too in one of the stories he was explaining. But he was like, at some point, it was nothing but cowards on the street because all the real ones was either dead or locked up. Mm-hmm. So now the game is being operated by cowards. And then once the cowards take out each other, then what you got left? Killed your whole community off.